And now we're going to put all of our guests on the spot. So be honest, all of you. How clean was your room actually as a kid? And Julie, I'm going to start with you. I'd like to see where, did Scotty get this from someone? How clean was your room as a kid?
Well, Tracy, I'm going to say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Okay? So maybe my room was a little messy. But you know what, Tracy, I tell you a story, really funny. When we were teenagers, I have two sisters. It was the first weekend that our parents had left us alone at the house. And we had this neighbor across the street, great guy, and he was sort of taking care, helping out. Well, we had this feeling somebody was in the house. So we went and got Dr. Brock from across the street, my two sisters, and he walks us through the house slowly to make sure no one's in the house. He opens my bedroom door and goes, "Oh dear God, they ransacked the place." I'm like, actually, no, that's just my room. That's just how it always looks.
That's amazing. You're like, no reason to fear. This is how it always looks. So nobody's been through here. No. We're good.
No, we're good. We're safe. We're safe.
Okay, let me go over to Sarah. Sarah, how was your room as a kid or a teen? Were you neat and tidy, or were you Julia Grieve?
I was not Julia Grieve. I was so organized that I was probably tidying my mother's womb when I was in there. I have 4 brothers. They were all pretty messy. And so my room was really like my only space that was mine and that I could keep nice and tidy. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of a neat freak about that one little space in the house that was just mine.
Yeah, because that's sort of how it is as a kid. Like, your room is really the only space you can say is yours. Everything else is shared with somebody in the house. So it makes perfect sense that you would be totally neat, because I was too. So I understand inner little Sarah. Yeah. I was the same way. My room was always neat and tidy. My parents didn't have to tell me anything. Like, I was on top of it. I did it for my own peace of mind. Okay, let me go over to Joey. Joey, I bet you were neat, but you tell me, what were you like as a kid?
I was pretty neat as a kid, and this sounds strange, I've never loved a lot of stuff. I still don't love stuff. I mean, my sister comes into my closet and she's like, "Where are your things?" So I had a few choice things in my room, but I just find any sort of clutter, I can't think as well. So I've never been huge on stuff, so I was going to say I was pretty neat.
Over to Jules. Yeah. What do you think? How were you as a kid?
I'm actually a twin. Yeah. So unfortunately, my twin is nothing like me. So I, on one hand, was very neat, very organized, very everything had to be clean. I didn't like dust. I didn't like clutter. But she felt like she could use her time in a better way. So she would basically clean probably once every 2 months. So it was very hard, because I was trying to keep my half of the room, my space, but there's someone 2 feet away who's not that way. So it was difficult, but we shared a room until we were 26 years old, and I guess it's just the way it was.
Thank you all for being honest about your messiness or your neatness. I'm actually not surprised by any of the answers. Thanks for sharing.